Hey, what is going on, Fan Clan? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Saturday. We don't usually record videos on Saturdays, so this is kind of a new thing, but there is some rumors and buzz going around regarding a specific card that has been kind of taking over the internet, and I put it out on Twitter yesterday afternoon. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you can find me at Danny__O. I put a clear image of the card up on my Instagram last night, just to kind of get everybody's feel for it. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can find me at Danny.Phantom. And we've been talking about it in our Discord. So if you don't find us, if you're not currently in our Discord, I'll leave a link for that down below just so you can join the conversation and join us on Discord. A lot of good conversation that goes on in there. But the card in specific I'm going to put right up here, and that is a gold Mew card that is supposedly coming out in the Celebration set. Now I'm going to try and leave this card scan, or card picture I should say, because it's not a legitimate scan, up here for pretty much the length of the video, as long as it doesn't get in the way of the text that we're reading or anything like that. So it might move from side to side. But just to get a better understanding and get what the story, I guess, would be, kind of fill in all the gaps and all the missing pieces, because there's a lot of really just confusion behind this card and whether it exists or whether it doesn't exist. And we know for a fact that it doesn't exist yet because the set hasn't released yet. However, this card apparently has come out into circulation because of approval at a card plant somewhere on the East Coast, or West Coast I should say, somewhere on the West Coast. Somebody at the card factory or the card plant was told that they could take multiple copies of this card out and then give it to, I don't know if it's a family friend or somebody that they know who lost a loved one and is then trying to cover costs for the funeral. The whole story seems a little weird. It seems very out there. It seems like stories we've had in the past when cards have come out that have been fake. There have been golden battle compressors in the past and golden item cards in the past, but we have never ever seen those cards come to fruition. They've all just been doctored up. Now there's a lot of stories behind this card that make it look out to be legitimate because of the textured printing. A lot of Photoshop experts who have looked at it, or quote unquote Photoshop experts according to them, have looked at it and said this card does look legitimate. There's no way really of knowing until we do get official word from Pokemon whether or not this is a real card once we get those card scans out and everything like that. However, if this is legitimate and if this is real, it really blows things out of proportion for the Celebration set. We have never had a golden card come out that really features the OG kind of big guys, you know, like the Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, Pikachu, Mew, Mewtwo, those really, really big cards from the OG series, from the vintage series, from the first gen. Those haven't been made into golden secret rares. And the other thing about this card is when you look at the numbering in the lower right hand corner, this is card 25 out of 25. So this isn't even a secret rare. So that kind of points to us to, what is this? If this is real, what is it? So we're going to go over to PokeGuardian because we don't look at PokeGuardian nearly enough. PokeGuardian is an excellent website, just like PokeBeach. I typically use PokeBeach, but PokeGuardian is also very, very cool. It's laid out really well. Definitely check out their articles as well when they update everything. They put out great news articles and things like that. Very well written. But we're going to take a look at Celebrations and just kind of look at what we do know. So we know Celebrations booster packs will not be sold separately. They will only be sold in special collections. The set includes, for Celebrations, 4 Pokemon V and 2 Pokemon V Max. Then it includes 25 classic Pokemon TCG cards and more than 45 cards. Each Celebrations booster pack will contain only 4 cards and it will release on October 8th. So those 4 card booster packs are going to make up this more than 45 cards. But what we don't know is how many more than 45 cards are there, and is there anything else going on that is making this set even bigger? If we scroll down a little bit, we do know that cards that are mentioned in the set description and might appear in Celebrations are Mew, which we already went over. That is a card that is going to be in the set. The ability lines up, the attack lines up. Everything about the regular Mew from Celebrations lines up with the gold Mew that has been leaked. We also know that there is going to be basically a subset of 25 cards. Celebrations will introduce a special subset of 25 cards that are close remake of iconic cards from the history of the Pokemon TCG, including base set Charizard, Umbreon Gold Star, and Tapu Lele GX. So we know that there's going to be more than 45 cards, and we know there's going to be a subset of 25 cards. But now here's where the speculation comes in. The 25 cards subset is supposed to be remakes of old cards. This Mew that we're getting in Celebrations is a new card. So it's not a remake of an old card. This is a new card. Now, it is a throwback to the gold Pokemon rarities, which they haven't been doing for that long. We have only seen gold Pokemon rarities over the last several sets. We did see the Reshiram, we did see the Zekrom, back in black and white. Those were definitely really cool, but we haven't had anything like what we do now as far as the artwork goes until fairly recently. So this could be a throwback to one of the current rarities that we currently have. So it is possible that this could be number 25 out of 25 and they're just going in order. That's one option, I guess. If this card is legitimate, they could be starting out with, that OG Venusaur, which would be like number 1 out of 25, where you kind of throw it back to the original base set artwork, and then you go through rarities all the way up to a current rarity, a gold rarity of 25 out of 25. Does these 25 cards add up to, the more than 45 card point? You got to assume that 45 card point isn't including any secret rares that they might have in the set, so maybe it's closer to 50 cards, and then you have this additional 25 card subset, which puts it closer to 75 cards. Or is there an additional subset that people haven't even talked about, that hasn't even been leaked yet? From what we've seen in some of these videos online, from the conference calls and things like that, they haven't opened up a whole lot of product. They've shown us a lot of these collection boxes. They've shown us some of the promo cards. They've shown us some of the card scans and card leaks that go in those promo cards, and then a few of the throwback subset cards, like the Light Toxtricity, like the Dragapult Prime, things like that. So we've seen some of those, but we haven't seen a whole lot of other stuff in this set, even though it comes out in a couple months. The fact that this is a special celebration set, this is not a normal set, means that we're not going to have a whole lot of card leaks like we would with Evolving Skies. So it makes everything very, very interesting in how this is going to come out. But the number 25 out of 25 is just very confusing. Maybe there's an additional subset that hasn't even been talked about yet, where there's going to be, Shiny Volt cards or Radiant Collection cards or whatever you want to call them, that's made up of all golden cards, and it's just a throwback to a bunch of different Pokemon throughout the years. I don't know. My assumption is that if this card is legitimate, they're going in order 1 all the way through 25 of different rarities and different ultra rares throughout the years, and that is how they're going to label it out. And then this Mew does end up being legitimate, and this is just a throwback to a current rarity of the golden Pokemon, which hasn't been out too long, and this is number 25 out of 25. That's my thought if it is real. I'm very curious to know what you guys all think in the comment section down below. If you have any better understanding of where this card came from, or if it is legitimate or anything like that. The whole storyline behind it is obviously something that raises a lot of eyebrows, because we don't know the legality purposes of it all. We've been told that this is, there has been, I guess, news that this was legitimately taken and given away so that way it can be sold. I can't imagine that Pokemon would be okay with their cards being sold this far in advance of release date. It's all very, very strange to me, so I'm curious to know what you guys think down below. I don't know what the ramifications of doing something like that would be, but I would assume you would need at least some sort of written consent from the Pokemon Company International, which even in a case like this, I can't assume anything like that would be happening. It's obviously a stressful enough time the way it is, but to add something like this to the table when it's already a stressful enough time just seems a little bit out there to me. So I am curious if anybody has an additional story or additional thoughts behind the I guess whether or not this card is real or if it exists, and what their thoughts are behind it. Because if this does end up being a legitimate card, this card is going to be bonkers for a lot of people. It is going to pre-order and sell for very, very high amounts. Again, don't get caught up in the FOMO, because this card will come down in price depending on what the pull rates are like. But if we assume that this card has pull rates like what we saw Charizard GX have from Hidden Fates, then it could stay up there to, a $400 or $500 card for quite some time. But there's a lot of just kind of mind-blowing thoughts right now behind this whole thing. So I did want to get everybody's opinion behind it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think, if you think this is real, what you think of the story, what you think of Celebrations, and how you think it is going to be coming out. If it's just going to be 45 cards and then 25 card subset and that's it. If you think there's an additional subset behind it, or if you think kind of like what I think, if this is real, this is just number 25 of that subset, and the throwback to all the rarities, this is just the last one in order. I guess we will find out as we get more information. Or if anybody does know factual information, please leave it down in the comment section down below, because we just want to know what's going on. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for your attention on a Saturday afternoon. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and leave a comment for the algorithm, because it goes a long, long way. But most importantly, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you're not currently subscribed to the channel. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate you very much. I will talk to you soon. Peace.